Welcome back to part 4 of controlling Lilybot with an IR remote. Hopefully you've watched parts 1 to 3 to see the flow chart as well as the setup and loop function in Arduino Sketch, and part 1 to see Lilybot in action. In this part we will examine the helper functions. The first one is configure pins, which is called from the setup function and is used to define each pin as either an input or an output. The next function is translate IR, which uses decode results from the IR remote library in order to read the signal, determine which button is pressed, and then to call a robot function, such as the power calls spin, and the function stop calls spin in the other direction, or the volume calls forward, or the fastback calls turn. The rest of the switch cases you will be able to see in the full code, which will be uploaded to GitHub. Now on to our robot motor functions. We have stop, forward, reverse, pivot left, and pivot right. And there will also be spin and turn functions. So you can then program each button on the remote to have the robot move in a certain direction. So next we will have our buzzer functions, and the primary one we will have is play song, which then goes through the notes as well as the beats and the tempo in order to play a tone on the buzzer. So after the play song function, we have the frequency function, which then matches the character notes to the frequency that needs to be played on the buzzer to match that note. Next, we have our LED functions. We have a function to turn each light on and off one at a time: green, blue, yellow, and red. And then finally, we have functions to turn all the LEDs off and all the LEDs on. Please come back for the next part when we wire up the robot.